Hi, I'm Steve Beeman, co-founder and chief executive officer of Elevare Technologies. I am thrilled today to take a moment with you and walk you through our company and our revolutionary technology. We welcome you to the future of business where the digital and physical worlds come together to create endless possibilities. We are developing a brand new technology that we believe creates the next level kind of ecosystem in the digital space. Through an interlinked network of artificial intelligence, Web3 technology, and social media connectivity, we are bringing people the ability to meet not just by email or chat rooms or IMs, but to actually meet in people's digital offices around the world. We're creating an environment, which you'll see in a little bit, where you can present your ideas to 400 or 500 people at one time. What an exciting opportunity that is. And we do like to acknowledge we are part of the green movement because digital space is a completely green solution. We know that we can help the environment and do good things for business. That's a win-win as far as we're concerned. I want to talk to you for just a moment about our vision for Elevare Technologies and what we see taking place. Well, very simply, our vision is to migrate the business world into the digital world to create a clean, safe, productive, and secure environment. Further, though, we want to enhance individual connectivity and community, as I said, by creating a matrix of Web3 technology, artificial intelligence, and social media connectivity. We believe we can give people a realistic experience to marry their digital world to their physical world. Now, we have three phases of our developmental stages this year, and I want to go through those with you very quickly. Phase one, which is imminent, we're actually in the process of releasing this as we speak. But by April 15th at the latest, we will release a fully functioning digital office with video, our artificial intelligence engine codenamed Iris, and private meeting capability. That's available, and we'll be out marketing that to our distribution partners very quickly. Phase two, by the end of the second quarter in June, we will be releasing our full office complex. That adds not just the digital office capabilities, but a central location which can be used for digital networking of 40, 50, 60 people, and our auditorium where you can present your ideas to 300, 400, 500 people at one time. We are very excited about that. We think that will change the way education is done, sales are done, employee training is done. We'll talk about use cases in a few minutes, but it's a very exciting development. And then in our third development, phase three, by the end of September, we will be releasing our connectivity or our matrix. Each of our Elevare offices will be interconnected with each other so that we will have a network of not just the main office complexes, business to business to business, but the individual offices surrounding it. So as we build this, it creates an entirely new connectivity to the social media engine of connectivity, if you will. We're enormously excited about that. It is revolutionary and disruptive, and we're very confident we can bring that to the market by the end of September. Now, as we talk about business, we're always looking at the risk, and we think it's important to see a SWOT analysis to look at our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and our threats. Clearly, in our strengths is the market. We know we're in a rapidly growing market. This is growing at up to 21 to 24% a year, according to Gartner or Grandview Research, excuse me. And McKinsey has come out and said this is a $4 trillion impact in the economy. Now, Citi came out and said 14 trillion, but we'll go ahead and live with McKinsey's 4 trillion. That's a big number. We are clearly in a rapidly growing market. We're early in the adoption phase. So we think there's a great market opportunity for us. We've already built our infrastructure. This is not a concept. This is actually in development, and most of it's been developed now. So we have the infrastructure of the technology that we believe can be used to revolutionize social media and interconnectivity of business. Now, if you look at our weaknesses, clearly it's capitalization. We're a startup company. We've put our own money behind this. We put what we have into it, but we need to finish the capitalization and finish the CF offering because it gives us the strength and the runway to get this into distribution. We also, because of that, have a relatively thin team. We have a superior management team. You'll meet them later, but we don't have a lot of staff backing them up. They're all pulling a great deal of weight. Perhaps our most interesting weakness, though, is we are early in the adoption cycle. We know that this isn't out in the marketplace today as an adopted thing. There have been a lot of people trying it, a lot of people testing the waters, but we think we're early in the adoption phase. Now, if we're right, the early adopters are the highly rewarded ones, and we think we're in that camp. If we're wrong, we need a longer runway to get it into adoption. But going to the opportunities, we have already developed relationships with a major business association with over 300,000 affiliations and a major medical group that has thousands of affiliations throughout the country. The point being, the early adoption can be mitigated by the existing distribution channels that we've already built. These are not finalized, but they're certainly in discussion. We know that they want to use us, and I'll explain why later, but we know that that can help us on the adoption side. We're also talking with many chambers of commerce because as a business association, this technology is a must. In terms of threats, we're not naive. We know there are bigger players. There's Meta, there's Microsoft, there's Google. Any of those guys have the money to come into what we're doing. We think our business model is our strength, and we think our business model is different than something they've looked at. So that's not about size, it's about creativity. And we think we've built a business model to lay on top of this technology that gives us a very unique leg up against the big guys. They are a really good exit strategy for us, though. We also watch AI because AI is now, with machine learning, able to build its own code. We know that that can be impactful on the future of programming, on what we're doing. But this gets us to the final threat, which is time. We need to get this out now. We're working 24/7 to get it out because we know if we can get a leap on this, we will capture a very nice part of the overall market share. Let's talk for a minute about the market opportunities. We know that in our serviceable marketplace, it's enormous. There are Zoom users, 300 million of them. There are 700 million LinkedIn users. So the total serviceable market is over a billion people. It's enormous. Now, our target penetration, if we can get even 1% of that, we're a massively valuable and profitable company. So when we talk about our pro formas in a minute, you'll see we forecasted not even to that level. But we know that the market's there, we know it's growing, and we think we have a huge opportunity here. Now, there are also social changes taking place, and we see this in real. We know there's a push toward green energy and toward green solutions. Companies will be given tax breaks for that kind of thing. We are a green solution, so we think we can be looking for Washington to put tax breaks out on this type of work. Secondly, there's a big push now into what we've called the 3-2 work week. And basically what we're suggesting is that people will work in the office 3 days and at home 2 days. That combination, it's already in play. This isn't rocket science to see it. But we know through what happened in COVID, if we can have a productive off-site work environment, productivity goes up, employee satisfaction goes up, family dynamics are improved. So there are a lot of reasons to go to the 3-2 work week. We think it's inevitable, and we are perfectly positioned to capitalize on that. And then, as a joke coming from some of our market participants, we defeat Zoom fatigue. Because it's a private office, you're in it all day. I go into my office at 8 in the morning, I come out at 5 or 6 at night. During that time, employees of Elevare and others who know my address can pop in and say hi, just like they would in a normal office. It's a very congenial and friendly environment. It leads to much more cooperation, much more employee and personnel dynamic. So we're excited about it. And again, we're going to show you the Eleverse in just a few minutes. Now, what are the business use cases? Why do people come to this type of technology? We've listed 10 here, but the list could go on and on. We're used for video conferencing, and it's safe and secure. It's not at risk. We have all of our servers housed in the United States. We are on our entire server deck, so we're strongly there. We have training and education capabilities, efficient selling, customer service, collaboration, and an improvement to management. As I was saying in the prior slide, the ability to manage much more effectively and to make this happen it's really strong because you can pop in and just get to know people. Again, you can see how they're feeling for the day. Now, clearly for project management, it's productive, but we think for overall general management, it will become a productive environment as well. Employee morale is improved because they can work in their own physical environments. Now they're tied in through their digital twin. They can actually be at work, but not be at work at the same time. I think it was Walter Cronkite in 1965 who said the future of work is that we don't go to work, work comes to us. And that's what this is all about. Clearly, we can help save time in commuting, and this is the green side. We save the energy costs. Digital networking, we can bring people now in to a networking event with 40, 50, 60 people or 400. We can allow people to connect and get together in a way that's never been done. And we think that's a hugely valuable part of what we're doing. So connectivity with community, we think it's very, very strong. Now, we do have 3 or 4 go-to-market products because we're ready to go. As I said, we've built the underlying frameworks of technology and we're ready to run. The first is our private digital office, and that includes video conferencing, our advanced tech named Iris, meeting capabilities, collaboration capabilities, and we're renting those offices to early adopters for just $1 a month. Now we know that that is a metric we're going to like because as we continue building the tech, that rent will go up to $2, $5, $10, and that's a beautiful scalable metric. It's a little bit like when Coke raises price a penny a can, they make $100 million. With our adoption rates being what we think they'll be, when we raise the rent from $1 to $5, it will hit our income statement very directly. We June, as we said in our planning, in June, we'll launch the full office complex for white label capabilities. In other words, a business can have that office complex branded for them. They can use it as their corporate twin, their corporate headquarters, and attach their employee offices to it. That'll be a $1,500 one-time fee plus monthly maintenance. We're hugely excited about that. We think it's a material stand in how to build digital technology. We will be offering advertising. Again, that's natural to what we're doing. And interesting to us, because we are business to business, we always think about selling. So we're building this to be a selling engine, and we are looking at other companies. We have 2 of them lined up now who are willing to give us a commission on their products. So we think that there's a natural ability of our digital technology to be involved in selling, and that makes us truly excited because that's what business is all about. If you look at our financial metrics, we get very good numbers here. We have very high gross margins because it's leverageable technology. We have strong operating cash flows once we get going to scale. We are scalable, unique, and extremely disruptive. We will be able to disrupt the social media world because people are now meeting face to face, not just on an IM or a note. We think it's a complement to those things, but we think it's disruptive nonetheless. These pro formas, I know they're small on these sheets. I can send you these PowerPoints with our specific information if you'd like. We're also a registered SEC company, so if you look under the Edgar database, you can pull us up and you'll see all these numbers, a little easier to read perhaps. Pardon me. If we look at more of the metrics, this goes into our fiscal 2. If you look at our earnings forecast, we are forecasting earnings for fiscal 1. Now we're a fiscal company of March 31st. So this would be next March. We're expecting earnings of $1.07. And in fiscal 2, we're forecasting $7.45. Now, again, these are estimates and these are forward forecasts, so we can't guarantee them at all. But I will tell you that if you look at them, we're looking at a total number of adoptions by the end of year 2 at about 600,000. Well, we already have that quantity built into our distribution. So this does not take us to a wild guess at, percent of market share. This is very specifically listed for us. We think it's a conservative number and we're highly excited about those earnings numbers. Again, so it's minimal adoption. In terms of our cap table, post the offering, we have 800,000 voting shares. We have 1.4 million B shares that are going to be in the market with 760,000 left in treasury. So we think we have a pretty clear cap table. The company, when it's post offering, will have no debt. We'll have a developed product and we'll be just in the market exploiting our distribution channels. Now, at the core is the benefit to business. We are a business enterprise product. Someone said to us, we're not a SaaS product, we're a VAS product, virtual as a service, and we think that's pretty accurate. But there are at least 10 core benefits to business. Number one, remote work saves money. Studies coming through COVID have proven that it saves about $11,000 per year per employee when they can work at home. And that's because of commuting time, additional savings in medical because stress is reduced, all kinds of costs. So there's a financial cost to this. It does increase productivity, efficiency. It improves management because you can actually see when someone's there. It satisfies green requirements. It improves networking and sales, and it improves conversion. We had a person the other day telling us that we need to go after customer service because picture being on a phone when you deal with the remote phone people. It's just obnoxious. You're dealing with a bunch of recorded things. You don't know where to go. Well, imagine on your site if they can click through to your company's metaverse and talk to a real person as a concierge, get their ticket to talk to a customer service rep, and then go meet with a person in an office. Yes, it's an avatar, but it's still that personal relationship that you're getting. And we know from things like Second Life, avatars build relationships as well as real people do. So we think from a customer service standpoint, this is a real game changer for that. We know employee satisfaction goes up when they can work at home, and this facilitates that. Saves money on travel, saves money on commuting. Much more training and education can be done because it's basically free. So there's a lot of ways you can use this to improve your company's performance, improve employee satisfaction, and improve customer retention and conversion. What we're going to do now is walk through the Eleverse with Chad Tongo, our company president. He's going to take you through and introduce you to a couple of our management people, but this will give you a sense of the kind of technology we're looking to build. And again, we've been working on this for the last year. It's minimal expense, so we think we can do much better, but it's a pretty darn good start, and the foundation is built to be a fully scalable operation.
Hello everyone, Steve, thank you for the incredibly kind introduction. As Steve noted, my name is Chad Tonko, President, Chief Operating Officer, and co-founder of Elevare Technologies, and it's my sincere pleasure to be able to walk you through the Eleverse and chat a little bit about the different feature sets that are available in the world, both currently and what's forthcoming down the pipeline. So, as what you can see here, this is our main hall. And in this main hall, you can conduct both private and public conversations, as each seating area or grouping has their own private capabilities. Meaning, as soon as you enter a particular seating group, it then switches to private audio, wherein you can conduct private conversations with colleagues, business associates, both internal and external stakeholders. I also want to note that in this space, what you see here, the aesthetics, the optics, can be easily changed to match your branding and marketing standards for your organization. The logo there can be obviously changed to your logo, the entire feel, right? Right now you're seeing kind of more of a traditional country club feel. That's what we wanted to build for this particular space. But this entire space in itself can be re-rendered to match the aesthetics and optics of your organization. And so that's certainly going to be available for that, especially as you build your virtual HQ moving forward. Now, going into the auditorium was specifically developed to conduct regional and national meetings, whether it be, trainings, conferences, seminars, so on and so forth. This room is specifically for that usage. It can hold and host up to about 500 individuals, between 400 to 500. And I'm going to walk over to the stage here to show you the scale of it. And there's some pretty significant cost-cutting upsides to this, right? So from a travel and lodging perspective, as well as food and entertainment. All of which can be cut down significantly as you start holding virtual meetings, whether it be, again, regional, national, or even global. As we walk up the stage, you see here this screen right here is a smart screen which can be used for screen sharing capabilities, whether it be, a presentation, so on and so forth. this is the scale of the room. Again, the balcony seating is available, and it seats roughly about 400 to 500 people. I'm going to press the key letter T here, and that toggles between first and third person view. And I'm now going over to walk over to the boardroom. The boardroom essentially allows us to conduct private meetings, and it's a private meeting space for more intimate meetings. Like we're talking, executive team members, board meetings, so on and so forth. So as we walk over there, again, I want to reiterate this space. As you can see, the aesthetics here can also be changed to match the aesthetics of your organization. Walking over to the boardroom, and there's a lot of wall space here to hang your, and we left it blank to show you the amount of room that's available here for, again, your branding, advertising, marketing initiatives to be done in the virtual, in your virtual HQ. So moving on towards the boardroom, as we enter my personal virtual office, what's really neat about this is, much just like Zoom, Google Meets, Microsoft Teams, you cannot join a particular meeting unless you have a very specific meeting ID. It's the same here for the Elevare's virtual meeting space or virtual office space. Only people who has your virtual meeting ID or office space can join you in your virtual private area. Now, in your private space. Now, what's also neat is you can simultaneously conduct private meetings just like you do with Zoom and Google virtually in this space, whether it be national or global even. Hundreds, thousands, 100,000 times, and it's 30 millions of times simultaneous at the same time. Now, in this space, as we enter my virtual office area, we're going to be meeting with our senior executive team members. We've got Frank Parisi, our Chief Revenue Officer, David Myers, our Chief Financial Officer, and Alex Ratkovich, our Chief Technology Officer. So I'm now entering my personal meeting ID here in my office, and we'll be joining David and Frank here in the space accordingly. So we've got David here, Frank here with us, and before we engage with them and meet them, we'll be meeting with Iris, and here's Iris with Iris here. Iris is our virtual AI assistant. Iris can help provide assistance to us during meetings, whether it be with an executive team meeting or a board meeting alike, without having to leave the platform, respectively. So without further ado, let's give Iris a shot and give her a prompt. Create me a go-to-market strategy. Let's see, here we go, for the insurance industry. And let's say Atlanta, Georgia. We'll click that, and Iris should be able to provide us a rather comprehensive response here, methodical in its respective way as well. For more granular approach, you can even say, this is great. Let's see here. Oops. There you go. This is great. This is great. Now, provide me income per capita. In Atlanta, Georgia. So they give you that. So it's really an exciting feature set here, wherein it provides instantaneous access to virtual AI assistant, as well as the convenience of not having to leave the platform. So we're now going to have a chat with David and Frank. It seems like Alex is with our development team. Nonetheless, Frank and David, we're going to be joining you here on a video call shortly.
All right. Yeah, sounds good.
All right. 1 second here. Let me click over. There you guys are. How's it going?
Good. Real good. We're just having a conversation. Wait for you to jump on board.
All right. I'm assuming Alex got a call from our dev team and had to join him.
He did. He apologized, but he had to jump right off, and he told us that he's sorry he missed it.
All right. No problem. So let's go ahead. David, why don't you go ahead and start us off, and then Frank, please also introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey everybody, I'm David Myers. I'm the Chief Financial Officer here with Elevare Technologies. Joined the team back in January. I'm very excited about the opportunity we have here and the products and the software we have going forward. As it is today, the capabilities it has is just a great thing that we got going on here. And then on a go-forward basis, it's just unbelievable the amount of capabilities this tech will provide to any user both at the company level and on an individual level. And what gets me most excited is the ability to have everything housed at one platform, right? Instead of having 7 different tabs open to conduct your daily business, you'll have only one place where you have to log into and be interacting in while you conduct your business. So to me, that's one of the most exciting things. Secondly, coming from a banking background, it was critical hitting timelines, right? Producing, giving the loans to our customers when they needed it, And so to me, with the whole working from home component that was introduced to the world during the COVID outbreak, I think it got a lot of people to rethink the whole physical office space, if you will. So being able to be in this virtual space and still have the physical interactions, I think it adds a whole level of efficiency, but as well as integrity. So being able to check in and make sure things are getting done and workflow is still continuing in a positive direction. I think anyone can appreciate, especially the business owner, making sure the bottom line is all cleaned up and good to go. So anyway, I'll stop there and turn it over to Frank.
Hey, thanks, David. Appreciate that. Hey, everybody. I'm Frank Parisi, the Chief Revenue Officer here. A couple of things. I've worked for some major Fortune 100 publicly traded companies, some private companies, and of course that means startups. I've been a partner of the Eleverse, as I like to call it, for quite some time. And Chad and I started having some conversations over the holidays about how I might be able to jump on board and invest my time and money into this group. I find this product to be absolutely incredible. Coming from my world, running development teams, business development teams, most of my team has been virtual, right? So they're all over the place. And so I've always had to find a way to communicate with them. And this, with the networking background, is absolutely fantastic. It's something that helps you stay in touch with your peers and also the people that report to you. And it's a great thing to be able to get a live view of what's happening. And then, of course, in the Eleverse, right, to be able to check in from time to time when people are having office days and just simply have a conversation, even though I'm in Atlanta. And you got David in Texas, Chad in Texas, and then we have Steve up in Illinois, Alex down in Miami. We are able to jump on here, and it's just like we're sitting across the table from each other and able to have full interaction about what's happening. So I find this to be an incredible investment tool, and it's really a great thing to be part of. Thank you so much.
Very good.
Back to you, Chad.
Thank you, Frank, David. Appreciate it. And if Alex were to be here, able to join us, he's an integral part of our team as he heads up our technology initiatives and the efforts thereof. Moments ago, we have some pretty exciting technological updates down in the pipeline here for us. One being most important is the avatar diversity, and also being able to implement the screen sharing capabilities, which is in short order will be forthcoming indeed. So thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Very much appreciate it. And it certainly is a pleasure to be on this journey with you both. Take care. We'll chat soon.
Thanks,
All right,
Chad.
Chad. Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna click out of this room, and as you can see, guys, we are at the point where we're ready to take this to the next level, and it is my personal hope, and I could talk collectively as an operating committee or operating group, that we would love to be able to see you be a part of our journey. We truly believe in where we're at from a macroeconomic standpoint regarding virtual work and how it could very well be revolutionized by this technology, both in the United States and globally. So I hope to see you in Eleverse, and I also hope that you be a part of our journey as we grow this together. Thank you for your time, and I'll give this back to Steve. And Steve, thanks again. Take care. God bless.
Well, that was a wonderful walkthrough of what is a revolutionary technology. And as Chad said, we have a lot of exciting things coming down the line in our technology development, but we have enough now that we can begin to talk to our distribution partners and make things come alive. I want to spend a minute introducing our board of directors to you. Chad Tongo, who you met, is our company president and chief operating officer. Michael Anaya, who is formerly with the FBI. He is coming to the board because of his experience in cybersecurity. He spent a lot of years fighting cybercrime, so he is part of our desire to be strongly sensitive to data security. It's one of the reasons I was mentioning earlier that people are coming to us absent the Zoom type applications. We are a secure environment where we don't have our stuff open to the web. We house everything on our own internal servers. So it's a much more secure environment. And that's, we're pleased to have Michael joining us. You've met me, and then Todd Davis, who's a businessman out of Colorado, very successful businessman, terrific business insights. It just so happens, too, he was an NFL player and was a Super Bowl winner, but he's a great guy. Again, most of all, he's a superb businessman. And then Frank Parisi, who you've met as well, who's our director of revenues. So that's our team. You've seen a little bit about our numbers and the excitement we have on revenues, and we think that net earnings per share are what really matter in a company like this. Clearly, the scalability of it matters, and we're there. We've built the scalable technology. So we're excited about it. We hope to talk to you specifically. We have more information available through investinelevare.com. That's investinelevare.com. That will give you more detail on this stock offering that we have through our CF registration. We're excited about it. We hope to add you to our roster of shareholders and then together ride this wave up as fast and furious as we can. We have a lot of good exit strategies, so getting out of this isn't going to be the problem. It's going to be how big do we want it to go before we get out. Anyway, thank you much for your time and attention. This has been my pleasure to share this last period with you. Have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you at investinelevare.com.